Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Got a letter that I'd like to comment on, ask for some advice. And of course it's about that eternal problem of how much you should give or not give, or trust or not trust. If you have someone who you have grown attached to through the internet, but perhaps in some cases have never met, and so it becomes something of a leap of faith when you think about this, that these are people that are thousands of miles apart, and yet they are forming bonds which are way above what most people would call common sense. Stranger things have happened, I know, and sometimes successful relationships are based purely on that. So some of the things that can go right and some of the things that can go wrong come to us, and we're asked to give an opinion. That's what it is. It's an opinion. But it also opens the gate, opens the door for other people to give an opinion as well. And as long as those opinions are nice, okay, as long as those opinions are stated civilly, and no one is made to, I don't want anyone to say, oh, well, you're just a bloody idiot, aren't you? We're not having any of that, okay? So remember that when you make a comment. Make it a comment that you yourself wouldn't mind receiving. Hello, Terence and Beth. I watched a couple of your movies on internet dating and found them interesting. So how about you do a segment of chatting, getting to know a girl, sort of things. What sort of things should you talk about? Some of these letters are not always are put in courtesy of auto-check, and that makes some very strange checks. So I'm having to adjust as I go along. What should you talk about early on, and how often do you think Filipino girls should try to communicate as much as possible? Okay, now I've been hijacked, okay, and somebody is here.
Yeah.
Would like that input. So let me finish the letter, okay? So, good morning. So the Filipino, what kind of thing should the Filipino girl be saying? Because this is from the viewpoint of the expat, the foreigner. Chatting through the day when possible, good night to each other, and if the girl says her phone, this is where we get to the real part of the letter. Sometimes the rest of it is just fluff. But if the girl says her phone is broken and she has to borrow one, then she makes the suggestion that I should buy her a phone. You see, it's become personal now. First of all, it was very general, but now it's become personal. So we can have good communication. Okay, should you take that as being real, that she wishes to communicate? I would love to hear your opinion, and I would really like to read some of your subscribers' opinions. So there you go. There's the invitation to all of our subscribers. I think this could be a very interesting topic for some of your subscribers. Again, thank you, Terence and Beth. You seem to be very busy, and that's a little bit of end fluff. So, Beth, would you like to start it?
I didn't get from the very beginning. What is it? Well, hello, Terence and Beth. I watched a couple of videos on your internet data and found them interesting.
Yes.
So how about you do a segment on chatting, getting to know girls? What things should you talk about early on, and how often do you think Filipino people should try to communicate as much as possible? Okay. Sir, when you, what do you call that?
I don't know, honey. You're going to tell us.
When you chat, of course, you say good morning, right?
Yes.
And of course,
it depends. Actually, it depends on the time of day, doesn't it?
And I think it depends also. It depends on also on your chatmate. you know, because if your chatmate has not wide area of coverage of what to talk about, then of course it's always be good morning, how are you, did you eat, right? But if your girlfriend, your Filipina girlfriend, is more on music, more on televisions, more on movies, and wants to one or more on geography, he gonna ask you, what did you see a tiger, did you went to the zoo, right? Like that. So it's about the compatibility, you know. So, and besides, it's about knowing each other, what's your likes, what's your favorite, like that.
Well, it's getting to know each
Yeah,
other,
getting
isn't
to know
it?
each other, and of course, good morning and good night is normal, right? And it's a way also of endearment to your partner. But when it comes to your phone, when it comes to the phone, you know, it's always, my advice is, the relationship should be based on respect, trust, and at the same time love, you know, rather than put up money right away on that relationship, you know, because if the foundation is money, then you could be possible ended up broke, and at the same time possible you will ended up in tears, right?
Yes.
Because the relationship should base on love. So that's my thought about it. I will add on later because I don't understand it.
So you don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
You mean you
Yeah.
came charging into my video and you don't understand?
Let me
Well,
read
he's,
again.
oh honey, he's trying to make it personal without it being personal. He obviously has met someone. He obviously wants to know what is normal for how many times you should communicate. He's saying, should it be good morning and good night? That's just a figure of speech to explain the kind of regularity with which someone would be communicating.
Yeah, if the Filipina has no job, right? If the Filipina is not 8 hours job a day, for example in the office, right? Of course, expect that it's just in the break time that your Filipina will reply you. You know, before she going to work, in the lunchtime, in the break time, and in the night. You know, but if that's how your communications with her ended. The setup. But if your Filipina has no job and is just in the house, of course that she's always online, right?
Well, she may always be online, but not always.
Or possible, you know, it's a kind that you all, but it's a relationship grow, right? So you need to communicate every day.
Well, that's what people always report as doing. That when
Yeah.
it starts to go well, they spend 3 and 4 hours a day on the phone, and sometimes it doesn't matter whether the girl has a job or not, or whether the man has a job, because there's all of this illicit use of the phone during work hours. So if it's one of those kind of jobs where she sits around for large amounts of the day not actually doing anything, and say a sales lady might be doing that, you know, there are all kinds of jobs where this actually doesn't reflect any dishonesty. If the person, when we're in the mall, we often see that girls are just sitting there waiting to make a sale. So it can happen. But if that's very early on that she's asking you to buy her a phone, I think that that's a setup. First of all, if she's indicating, well, why don't we, I would like to talk a lot more often, and then suddenly slips in that she's having to borrow a phone. Oh gosh, isn't that terrible?
It's a kind of
Setup.
It's a kind of what do you call that, Han? Wanted to tell you, but just on a different attack, right? Like for example, I don't have electricity. My electricity is gone. You know, we don't. It's very dark in the house.
Yeah, and then the next thing would be we're struggling to pay the light bill, which just happens to be, and then X amount. So these things are setups. Now, not to say that this is happening to you, okay, because it is quite clear that this is about you. It's not about any general thing. Now, if it's about you, then you've got to be aware that a decent woman, look at some of the comments that have come about this subject from Filipinas, who have said, absolutely, I do not ask my boyfriend for any money. We went for X number of months or before he suggested that he would like to buy me a better phone. The upfront asking of money with the setup, you need to be paying attention.
Yeah.
Because it can sound like a pro. And believe me, they are very, very skillful. These people, let's not call them these Filipinas. Let's call them these people. These people are very, very skillful in setting the thing up. They don't just come out right out and say, "Oh, can you buy me a phone?" It doesn't happen.
Yeah, but you know what? Once you've been chatting to your Filipina for a couple of months, and you can see the sincerity.
Well,
and
a couple of months,
yeah,
yes.
you can see the sincerity on the relationship, and at the same time the purity on it, and you see the need. It's normal to help, because possible the reasons why you met with your Filipina is there's a bigger picture on it, and for you to be the guardian angel of the family.
Right. And that is true.
Yeah, all you need to do is just be open eyes, and at the same time use your heart. Because sometimes your mind is wrong, but the heart will never be wrong. Right? Or vice versa, but always use
I think
mind
that
and heart.
what Beth really means is that you can lead with your heart, but keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean.
Yeah, she's just got the words a little bit juggled around
Yeah.
the wrong way. But she is, yes, you have to have an open heart, otherwise you'll never let anybody in.
Yeah.
That's the Beatles song, Hey Jude, I should say.
Yeah, darling.
So you need really to be paying attention, and if it starts, what's that saying? If it looks bad, and it smells bad,
Run.
and it feels bad, it probably is bad. So as soon as you start to get those doubts,
Yeah, because no matter
you got to be paying attention.
Yeah, because if it really smells bad, even how many perfume you put up, it always smells bad.
That's
Okay.
right. It just smells bad on top of bad. Okay.
I hope,
smells
sir.
good on top of bad.
Sir, you find you will ended up into a good relationship and better relationship. I watch the comments from our subscribers, and at the same time, always choose to be happy and be loved and to be loved. Have a good day and God bless. Thank you. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.